guess is a lot of people have lost a lot of lures. How rooty it is. The trees, bobbers.
So we are in Caddo Lake State Park, which, if you didn't know, is the only naturally formed lake in Texas. It's huge, and it actually goes between Texas and Louisiana, but we're on the Texas side. It looks so cool here. All the bald cypress and the Spanish moss.
It's definitely different.
It's like an hour and a half away from where we've been living, but you feel like you're in a just totally different
We live in a pine
space.
curtain,
Yeah.
and this is
A bayou.
A bayou, a swamp. Yeah.
It'd be super cool if we saw an alligator. I don't know if we'll see one today just because it's a little bit cooler, but they definitely are here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna vlog today. I just haven't really been in a video making headspace lately, but
A couple minutes into driving on the
I
park
was
roads, and
looking
she's like,
around.
"Should I vlog?"
Do I need to vlog this? I just felt like you guys really seemed to like the last couple of videos I did about us hiking in the Angelina National Forest, and this is such a cool place. It's totally different from anything that I've ever seen before, and I thought if I didn't make a vlog of all this, it would be a missed opportunity. So it's a little overcast today, but we're gonna get some footage. I hope you guys enjoy this. He's okay. too. I'll tell them about the differences between grasses and forbs.
Okay.
So, in our ecology class this semester, we've been learning about all different types of plant forms that grow in a forested ecosystem, such as this. And last semester was the first time I had ever heard of something called a forb. You have grasses, shrubs, and forbs, and our professor was not able to explain to us what a forb was, but our professor for ecology is a very educated, intelligent woman, and she was able to. So, if you'll come down here, this here would be an example of a grass. It's just a shoot, broadleaf, grows up in a little bunch like so. Usually, grasses never have flowers. This here, though, would be an example of a forb. Got more leaves, a stem, maybe it'll get flowers at some point. So you can see the difference between a grass and a forb. So if you're ever walking out in the woods and you want to know, is this a grass or is this a forb, you can look and see how it's growing, and then you can look and see if it has any flowers. If it has flowers, it's always going to be either a vine or a forb. And vines you can obviously tell because they grow crazy, and forbs stay lower to the ground. So there's your little bit of forest ecology knowledge for the day.
So, question for you. What if you had something that was like this? What would you call that? Since it's got a pretty woody stem, but it's broadleaf.
I think that's still a grass. You don't think so?
I'm not sure.
I think it's a grass.
I think so, maybe too, because the leaf extends onto the stem, and it's not just like a branch coming off of it. That's my guess.
Yeah, that would be my guess as well.
We're not the most educated.
But we're learning, and that's the fun of it.
Correct.
And being able to walk through an area like this, like when we were in Angelino looking at how the forest had been affected by fire, being able to walk through and identify things as you go is really, really cool, and it's one of my favorite things about what we've been doing. This is beautiful. Mm-hmm. The reason that Stuart and I are in the Caddo Lake area is because we brought our RV on the first road trip that we've done this year. We wanted to knock the dust off of things. We wanted to make sure that the truck was good to pull, and just basically that we had our heads screwed on straight for being on the road again, because we're kind of gearing up for some big things this summer. So that's what landed us in this area. I'm really happy we decided to make the trip. It almost didn't work out because we had to do some repairs on the RV and kind of took a little bit longer than we thought, but we were still able to make the weekend happen, and that's basically why we're in this area. I guess it's just a foreshadowing more than anything. I don't think we want to get into anything too much.
No, we just have things planned for the summer.
Yeah.
And I've done a number of things to my truck in the last 6 months or so, and we have not moved the RV since we went up to Indiana to see our family for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So just to roll the tires on everything.
Yeah.
See how it does. If anything was going to break, it's better to be an hour and a half, 2 hours away than in the middle of nowhere potentially.
Exactly.
do we have here?
This is like if you were hiking on the Appalachian Trail. This is somewhere you'd stop, one of the waysides to sleep. River, what are you doing up there? That was a good example of that. Yeah.
So, a little update. We talked about grasses and forbs. And I asked Rebecca, there's a smaller piece of something earlier, if it was a grass or a forb. This stuff right here, still kind of woody, seems kind of woody, right? So
But it's
I might
very
say,
grass-like.
yeah, but I would say it was like a woody vegetation. Well, interestingly enough, we're at a little sign where it's actually a cane. Canes are grasses. So while it may have a very dense and woody stem, it is in fact a grass still.
Okay, I'm getting wet now. Let's go under the bridge. Just started dumping on us out of nowhere. Just a passing cloud, but we decided to wait it out underneath one of the CCC bridges.
Which, it's also dripping through, but it's not pouring rain.
Could be a lot worse. And I think it's already starting to let up a little bit, so. Back on the road.
It's really interesting how I could tell you, this is me nerding out, but exactly what kind of location I'm in, just if you told me the tree type.
Yeah.
And that's something I would have never thought of before. Now I can tell you what trees go in what kind of topography,
Yep.
and vice versa. What kind of topography has what kind of trees. Right now we have a lot of pines and some hardwoods, so I'd say we're in an upland area. As we get close to the water, there's bald cypress, which would tell me that there's water there, if you only told me that one part.
It's really common sense stuff, but unless you actually take the time to learn about it and think about it, it doesn't really occur to you until after the fact, and then it's like, oh, how did I never see this?
Sometimes you have to hear it a couple different ways too. It's not just being told something, it's being told it in different ways.
I don't think I will ever get tired of learning about the natural environment and how everything works together. And I mean, it's absolutely insane how complex everything is, and yet it all works. It all works.
Without getting into too much detail, Caddo Lake State Park, if you look at it, it's right here, right on Big Cypress Bayou. It's kind of misleading saying it's Caddo Lake State Park, but that's alright. Here's Caddo Lake. Right there. And then we're camped somewhere right along in here. So we're actually on the lake, and that water scenery that you've seen is just part of the bayou that leads to it. I think we're going to come back at some point and actually get to see like a boat tour so we can see multiple parts of the lake, because trying to drive all around that, it's very
Circuitous.
Yeah, the roads are very dispersed and uncertain.
I would really, really like to come back. We wanted to camp at this campground, but they were full booked up, so that didn't end up working out.
I'm glad that ended up that way.
Yeah,
because
I like
now
where
we're
we're
actually
at.
by the lake, and the road to it is pretty bumpy, but it ends up being right there.
But I would love to come back at some point and do the boat tour like he said. I'd like to rent kayaks and go so we can actually go out into all the bald cypress and like get up close and personal with everything. But I'm really happy that we made this weekend work. I'm really happy that we got to see all this stuff, because it's just such a unique ecosystem, and just the nature is completely different from anything that I've seen up to this point. I haven't had a chance to get like up close and personal with like a bayou or the types of trees that are growing here or anything like that. So I'm really, really happy that we were able to make it happen. And yeah, I think we'll definitely be back.
The only thing similar to this was when we were truck bed camping, and it was along I-10. And even still, that was just right off the interstate kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, I will link the video, but we did the truck bed camping thing for a little bit, and at one point we stopped in Mississippi and the river delta had completely flooded. It was really, really cool. But anyway, that's pretty much the vlog. I'm just gonna end it here, I think. I haven't been in a real filmy mood lately, but hopefully I'll start to get back in the swing of things. School's just had me really, really busy. But Thanks for, oh, now you shut your truck off. My phone's been like vibrating. Thanks for sticking with it so far. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Like I said, if you're ever in this area, highly recommend checking out Caddo Lake State Park and really any place along the Caddo Lake shoreline. It's a huge lake, so there's plenty of places to stop. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. I really, really appreciate y'all's support. And I hope that I'll see you for the next video, whenever and wherever that may be.
Peace.
Bye.